Every so often on Monkey Business Radio, we sit down with the business owners who are building something unique in the communities where we live and work. Today we welcome Bill Russell, founder of Island Pickle in Mashpee, home to Cape Cod's first dedicated indoor pickleball facility. As you'll hear today, Island Pickle has become much more than just a place to play pickleball. Bill shares the story of launching a 37,000 square foot destination from the ground up, how a chance conversation led to an entirely new business venture, and why building a successful small business is about creating a community, not just simply opening your doors. Whether you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or someone who appreciates the people investing in our communities, there's a lot to take away from this conversation. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and welcome to Monkey Business Radio. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monkey Business Radio. I'm Chris Collins, and as always, I'm here with my good friend and business partner, Dennis Siggins of the Cape Cod Gutter Monkeys, or as you may know him on the Cape and the Islands, Bobby Downspout. Hello, Bobby.
Chris, how you doing?
Good. What's happening today?
Hot day out there today.
Yeah.
Be a warm one.
In traffic, coming over the bridge.
Wicked. Yeah, I had to run over to Rhode Island and pick up an order of supplies, and coming back was interesting. Hey, we have a really good friend and neighbor here in the Mashpee business community, pickleball. Bill Russell's here. How you doing, Bill?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me over to your complex. It's awesome.
Bill has built the first indoor pickleball facility on Cape Cod that focuses specifically on pickleball per se. I first got to know Bill about 7 or 8 months ago when they opened up Island Pickle here in Mashpee. And we went on a Friday afternoon and we had dinner, and geez, it was the best burger I'd had in a long time.
Thank you.
What's up with that, Bill?
Well, I got to tell you that we're proud of everything we do, and we can start in the restaurant and in the kitchen. Our exec chef just won American Culinary Federation Chef of the Year for Cape and Islands in the month of May. And
I read that.
It's a testament to how good the quality is of the food.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And, our goal was to create a restaurant that was much more than the complex that it sat in. And I think we do that. And the hardest part of our journey right now is to convince people who've never come that we're not a pickleball facility. We're a social club that has a whole variety of things that we offer. And the food is top notch.
I don't play pickleball. And I know you also have simulated golf. I don't golf. But I've been into I go over there at least once a month, maybe twice a month. When I have people come on the Cape, I take them over to your place to have a burger. It's that good. Your restaurant is so much better than what I would have expected out of a pickleball / simulated golf facility. The restaurant stands on its own. It really does.
Thank you. And we're proud of that. And it's everything down to the environment you sit in. The vibe is very cool, right? It's an island vibe.
It is.
Island Pickle is the name of the facility, and it's not Cape and Islands. It's actually Bahamian. It's specifically Exuma Island. And so, we started this with your discussion of driving to Rhode Island. I hate going over the bridge, and I hate going over the bridge because of the traffic, and I used to do it all the time. And now I created our own island so that I don't have to go over that bridge to get to a cool vibe and enjoy myself in a great environment. And so that's it. We'll talk about all the things that it is in the next few minutes here.
Yeah, let's kind of start though. I'm really curious. You've been in the restaurant business for a while on the Cape. Is that correct?
It is my most immediate past.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious of how you ended up in a pickleball facility and not some other sort of thing with a restaurant built around it.
Yeah. So the short word is serendipity. In January 2023, I'm a Rotarian, and we had a development company come in to talk to us about what they were going to do on Route 132 at the Kmart Plaza. And one of the Rotarians that was there was a huge pickleball fan at the time, and he jokingly said, "Hey, where's the pickleball going?" to the people developing the Kmart Plaza. And then he pointed over at me and he said, "That guy over there should run it." And so I hadn't played and didn't know anything about the sport. Even to today, I don't play. The last time I actually swung a paddle at a ball was Christmas Day.
Wow.
And
okay.
But I'm a business guy by by trade, and 30 years before I was a restaurateur, I was a corporate guy for 30 years
Mm-hmm.
and did a whole bunch of things. And
Well, that sounds familiar here at the Gutter Monkeys, huh?
yeah, so you combine, corporate experience with restaurant experience,
Yeah,
and
there
then
you
you
go.
can put a business plan together around
Yep.
anything. And that's basically the genesis of Island Pickle.
Wow, that resonates a lot here because if you look around the room or look around this building, there's a bunch of corporate rejects, or not rejects, but offshoots or whatever from that world. So
If you're going to work hard, you might as well do it for yourself.
that's right. That's our whole thing here. Yep, build real wealth through business ownership. And yeah, okay.
So, Bill, when did you open? November?
Yeah, November, Thanksgiving week, November 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Which for us over here is our busy season, but I know we made a point of getting over there. We go 7 days a week, in November, December. We're so busy, and we were all just too tired to cook one night. And you had been open about a week or two, and we went over, and my partner, Andy, Bruce, a bunch of us, and I got to tell you, Andy and I were blown away by that first burger we had there. And your chef happened to be around, and he came out, and I called him over, and I complimented him on that. And your potato chips, oh my gosh, they're off the charts. And we go back there once or twice. I personally go back there once or twice a month. It's a great place to eat. I love the atmosphere. I love watching people play pickleball, even though I don't play.
Yeah.
It's different. A lot of the bars you go into or the sports clubs you go into, you got 11 televisions on the wall and they're all going, but your place is different. I'm watching live entertainment right there in front of me. And even though I don't know the rules of pickleball, it's kind of fun. It's different.
Yeah, we set the tavern up to be the nucleus of the facility, and it's become so much more than that in the months that followed. But you can sit there and watch the sport of pickleball, as you described, through, basically sound mitigating windows, so you don't hear the sport.
Not at all.
You get
It's
to watch
quiet.
it.
Yeah.
And you can listen to the live band that's playing 4 nights a week, or you can listen to the television. I mean, we have 42 of them. They're all large screen TVs, and if it's the World Cup right now, so we have watch parties for all these
right.
games that go on, and we broadcast the audio live in the tavern. But we're also to have 2 golf simulators that are adjacent to the tavern, so you can watch guys play golf as well.
Mm-hmm.
In total, there's 6 Trackman golf simulators and 10 indoor pickleball courts with an outdoor patio that's 3,600 square feet. There's 70 seats on the outdoor patio with its own separate bar. It's a big place.
Yeah, I'm impressed because you went all in on this. And if you go over and take a look at this building, it's an enormous building.
How big is the building?
It's just under 37,000 square feet.
Okay.
What is this Gutter Monkey building? It's got
Ground floor is 7,400. The mezzanine is 4,000 or something.
Wow.
I mean,
wow. Okay.
this building is 3 to 4 times the size of our building.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's beautiful.
Could it give you any pause taking a leap that big? I mean, that's a big leap. I mean, you didn't just open a small bar and put a pickleball court on the side of it out in the backyard and stuff.
Go big or go home.
You got to go
Yeah.
But, so
right up.
How did you research it? How did you figure it out?
thousands of hours of research. Like I said, I had some unique historical skill sets, and so I didn't take it lightly, and I didn't venture into it, without a significant amount of study, and looked at the trends of the game of pickleball, the demographics of the geography in the area, what the restaurant density is compared, and believe it or not, the density of restaurants on Cape Cod is no different than the restaurant density of Suffolk County, which is 4.9 million people. So
really,
we can actually afford. It's 310 residents per restaurant.
Wow,
and so the location can afford another restaurant. There is not an abundance of true sports taverns where you can go and get immersed in the sports on the televisions, and I created that. And yeah, it was all in. Trackman is the state-of-the-art simulator for golf simulation. Our court surfaces and the way we set up the courts in and of themselves are world class. And I don't say that boastingly. I say it practically.
Yeah.
And if for those people who come and keep coming back, it's because everything we do, from the quality of that burger we talked about to the quality of the surfaces and the pickleball courts, is done to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really impressive. We were going over just before the show talking about some of the demographics. And I figured, the Cape, pickleball is an elderly sport. A lot of elderly people are playing it. Older people are playing it. And I looked at demographics, and it's not true at all. And in fact, we were talking before the show, one of the fastest growing demographics is under 17 because of the schools are implementing it and things like that. And I was really impressed with that. And you threw out some numbers that surprised me as well.
Yeah. It's a varsity sport in high schools in 2 states already.
Wow. It's incredible.
Pickleball is.
I can see it, but that makes perfect sense.
It's a sanctioned league sport, which means it's not varsity level, but it's a club sport in high schools, including Massachusetts. The state of Massachusetts and Western Mass has leagues for pickleball. Colleges are starting to introduce it as a collegiate sport. It's on the ballot for 2032 Olympics as an Olympic sport.
Wow.
And, pickleball television is on TV. And a lot of the drive of the younger kids is the result of the number 1 player in the world turned 19 in January of this year. And she's been the number 1 player for the last 3 years.
Wow.
So are you seeing the 17 and under market?
So we see it, but our demographic here is definitely skewed right into the, mid to late 50s. There's a lot of kids. We try to introduce youth play in various capacities, and we see more and more of it. But our focus is on the under 35 market in terms of growth, because the growth potential is definitely there.
Yeah.
And we want to provide the schools an opportunity to come play either formally or informally. And it's just a lot of motion to make those things happen. And now that we're in the holiday summer break, we'll get our thoughts together. And when we get back to the fall, we'll talk to the ADs and the superintendents and the principals around here to see what we can do, either formally or informally with the schools in the Upper Cape region.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like hockey rinks or whatever ballparks, you can end up sponsoring or not sponsoring, but hosting a school or a high school or something like that. Yeah. Do you do a summer camp or anything for kids or something like that?
We missed it this year. We had a lot of moving parts. We will. And we had a lot of debate because we have a PGA pro for golf. He's a 25-year vet. He got really ill for a while and he's back now. And we have 3 professional instructors for pickleball. And the debate we were having was, putting a clinic together for an hour doesn't advantage a parent, in the summer for having their kids learn something. You got to put together a half day or a 3/4 day session so that it's meaningful for the kids, but also for the parents. And we just didn't get there before summer approached us. So I think we're going to still work on getting some short clinics together for the second half of the summer. I mean, it's July 1st today, right? So, and then as we enter into the school year, have better use of the school vacation weeks, and then really hit the hard ground for clinics, for kids clinics next summer.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I noticed one of the things I was kind of impressed with, I liked your idea up there. You've got memberships, quite a different array of them. So if you're into golf or into pickleball, or you just want to come and have the social scene, it's all there for you and under your membership program.
Yeah, if we had this conversation 6 months ago, I would have been telling you all about how it's a pickleball facility, and we also do golf. But it's so much different than that today. We do, so many events. It's a community club. In fact, we did a marketing rebranding. We just relaunched our website literally this week. And if you go to that website today, you'll see everything that we do. And it includes a number of events that are centered around that nucleus, the tavern that I spoke of. And we do line dancing on Monday nights. We do cornhole tournaments on Tuesday nights. We do mahjong once a month. We'll do pitch night on Thursday nights and cribbage night on Monday nights.
Oh, wow.
Cool. And we have weekly specials in the tavern for food. And the pinnacle of our food specials is Thursday night's prime rib. And we've had over a dozen people tell us that's the best prime rib they've ever eaten. And so it's all
incredible.
About the quality of the experience in the tavern. And then that spreads out to the quality of the experience for everything else that happens in the club.
Wow.
If there's one thing that has sustained me, and I have a little bit of a history like you in the no corporate world in my history, but I owned a restaurant. I've owned a few different businesses. One thing is marketing. Marketing puts fannies in the seats, and that's what we all want. My younger brother lives in Virginia, but he has a home here in Harwich, and they're here for the summer. He called me, it was around Christmas time, and he was asking about your facility. He'd heard about it. And I know you and I have talked a little bit here and there about getting together one of these days and doing some co-marketing and co-branding and stuff. My brother, who lives in Virginia, knows about Island Pickle, and you guys were only 5 weeks old. So I don't know how that is or what's going on there, but there's some level of brand awareness right out of the gate. Branding takes years. We all know that. What did you do like day one? And I know I saw some stuff. I heard some stuff on the radio. What did you do right out of the gate as far as branding and marketing goes, Bill?
Well, I'll tell you what I did, but I'm going to first compliment you guys on what you do because, I think it was 10 years ago where or maybe it was in that time frame where I needed to get my gutters cleaned, and I got them because of your marketing. You guys have been my personal residence, cleaning company on my gutters for all that time because of your marketing, because of, what Bobby Downspout on the radio for the last however many times I've heard him. It's countless. And then when I met you the first time, I'm like, oh my God, he sounds just like that.
It does happen. I do hear that.
I don't think I ever told you that. But why was it your brother you said?
My younger brother lives in Virginia.
Yeah. Why your brother heard about it is because in the pickleball scene, we were broadly known. It's a niche of people that are really advocates of that sport. And while we nailed it for pickleball, we failed it on the restaurant. We failed it on the rest of what we did. And so while it's a success story on people knowing about us from a pickleball facility and what we did and how we got there, I think we completely missed the ball on advocating for the tavern and advocating for the social elements of what it is we do. And that's what we've gone through this massive, refocus and rebranding and spent, a considerable amount of time and effort and money to figure out how to get that better. And so everything we talk about now is the social elements, and even down to the memberships. Chris, you mentioned that we have a social membership, and it's all around the loyalty program that you can get, extra points for coming in and being part of the community. You get discounts on certain things. You get other amenities and other value propositions just by thinking that this is your place to come and dine.
Yeah.
And so I think the key of our marketing right now is social media, candidly. I don't think that and how do you get more and more of it? And we just had an influencer night last night, and we invited 50 people around, and 40 of them never had been in the place before. So that tells you how much of an opportunity we have to grow, because the awareness of everything outside of pickleball was still somewhat foreign to people. Mm-hmm. So I've been on the radio for 2 years, and I have been in newsprint and in solicitations on a number of fronts. But I think that just the constant message of, who you are and what you offer in as many forms that are relevant to you is critical. And for us right now, the fastest way to get that adoption, I think, is through a continued presence on improving our social media communications.
I think it's a great idea, because I'll back up a little bit. We did a little bit of work on your building after it was completed, and we had to fit it in on a Saturday. Busy time. We wanted to get you done, I think, before Memorial Day. I think.
Yeah, it was close.
So we had to squeeze it in on a Saturday, and we went in. We got there about 6:15 in the morning, and you guys were packed.
Yeah.
The parking lot was full. I could not believe it. On a Saturday morning in May, 6:15 in the morning, you got a full parking lot. And we worked for the better part of that day. And every hour we would see the changeover, or every whatever it was. We'd see all these people leaving, pulling out, new people pulling in. This was on a Saturday in May. It was impressive. I was really happy. Every time I walk into your place, I'm happy. But this particular day, I was really happy for you guys that this was late May and you guys were booming. And I think that's a testament to pickleball and where you are in that pickleball community. But I also think what you're telling me here is all these pickleball people know about you. They just don't know the full comprehensive array of what you do.
And so to that point, one of the things we do now, because summer happened, right? And so if it's May and it's rainy or it's cold, you're going to play indoors, and the indoor play experience is world class for what we offer. But if it's summer and it's 72 degrees out and it's, there's no wind and it's sunny, you're going to prefer to play outside. And so we've seen a drop off of the amount of people.
What's going to happen in these we're going to have 90 to 100, 103 degrees.
I presume they're going to come back.
Yeah. I think that's going to be an interesting.
But my point where it was going was, well, I have court space that I can make available, and so I've offered. It's called Just Come Play. So in the summer months when I'm not busy, you can why wait on an overfull court when it's outside, and then you're going to battle the wind and all these other things, and maybe play 3 times in an hour and a half when you can come and use my facility and do that with actually no reservation, no fee. It's just come play. And the point on that is marketing, because I want to have you come in the door, because when you come in the door and you realize all the amenities that we have, and then you realize how good the food is, and then you see what's going on there. And if you're in the evening, you can hear one of the bands, which is there Thursday through Sunday. You'll realize that this is not just a pickleball place. It's a place where I can play pickleball, but I can do so much more. And that's the key of what we're transitioning this social element to right now.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I was my sister's down in Charleston, and I know that they lost a couple of their pickleball courts because some of the noise issues in the community and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, as you were talking about being indoor, I can see more and more of that traffic being driven indoors because of issues like that.
When I was researching to do this, there was a tremendous amount of momentum around that locally, right? And so, Falmouth, the town of Falmouth has had a lot of discussions around it, and they had some restrictions, and then there was an outlash. Other towns have had some activities, some discussions, and what a lot of the towns have done is chose to limit the time of which you can play. So they open later, or they're open.
The outdoor facilities?
The outdoor facilities.
They're hard to get into.
So because they limit the total hours that they can play, they are harder to get into. And so I provide an outlet for that, so you can play a longer period of the day, weather independent. But the outlash or the outcry of the noise abatement piece, I haven't seen too much of it lately. It's happened. It still happens across parts of the country, but I haven't heard too much about it as a specific complaint recently.
Yeah, I think in some of these places they built like 10 courts.
Yeah.
And so the noise in 10 courts, so they just decide, we'll cut it down to 3 or 4 or something like that. So, and they're jammed though. I've gone by the one in Austin. My son lives in Austin. There's a huge site up there. I was out running, ran by one of these places. It was absolutely mobbed. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. Of course, everybody in Austin, you got to get out early and play. But, it was absolutely mob. I could not believe the number of people that were out playing.
One of the things I love to do when I give a tour to people is when the courts are full and you can be in the tavern or walking by it, and then you got the glass windows so you can see everybody in there playing, but you can't hear anything.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you can, you hear the music in the tavern, or you hear the noise of the bustle of the tavern, and then you open the door, and then you hear nothing from the tavern, and all you hear is pickleball noise, and it's crazy. Yeah. And so the whole concept of, let's allow people to be social and people to play simultaneously really is a home run, and it's really cool.
Do you have like league championships and stuff like that?
We have various leagues. There's a league every Thursday night right now. We'll have more and more leagues. We continue to modify the schedule to fit what people ask for or what doesn't work. Right? And if it works, we keep it up. If it doesn't, we tweak it, we change, we move, and we're 6 months in, or this is the start of month 7 now, right, for us. And so there's still too much to learn. Our first summer, right? Yeah. And so we continue to evaluate, what we can do to make it a better experience for our clients.
Yeah.
I think you're being a little bit hard on yourself where you say, we fail in the restaurant. We open
the marketing piece of it.
Yeah, but you recognized it within 5 months.
Yeah.
And you altered. We've all done that in small business. You open up and you think you're an X, but you're X/Y. I've done that a half a dozen times. Even here, and again, I don't really want to talk about my business because that's not what we do here, but Cape Cod Gutter Monkeys opened up with 2 old guys 12, 13 years ago as a gutter cleaning company. And we realized within a year, we should be in the install business too. And I'm a retired builder. I it's been my world. And we quickly recognized a significant need in the community, and we became a full-service gutter company. I don't think we failed that first year. I think that was a learning process. And I think you're still in that learning curve. You haven't even been in business a year, and look at all these new things that we're talking about.
That's true. That's fair. It's a good good perspective. Yeah, I guess I came from the GE world, right, where you fail fast, right? And so so do you think and failure's not a bad thing. And so I don't, when I say the word, I don't think of it as a bad thing. But I can appreciate some of your listeners may when I say it about myself. And so I respect what you're saying, and we appreciate it. You know, one of the things that really strong, you know, you learn, at least I learned in my tenure in GE and other larger companies, was that you know, the things that you regret is you don't move fast enough. And so, you know, you say, well, 7 months or 5 months, that's pretty quick to make these changes. And I sit there and I'm like, oh man, how come I didn't figure this out?
You're right.
Hard on ourselves.
Right. Of course, you're writing checks every month. So that speeds up that process a little bit when you have to write the checks every month for it.
Yes, absolutely.
I remember one time I was having dinner, a group of us having dinner over in your lounge. And, you know, one of the things, I don't know, Chris, have you been there?
I have not been there yet.
We got to get over there.
I got to get over there.
And, you know, it was in the wintertime, I'm guessing. And, you know, I see the crews come in with their group of four will come in with their golf clubs. Like they're going golfing, because they are. And they walk in and, you know, they're next in the golf simulator, and they put their clubs down, and I don't know what the whole golf simulation thing is about, but it's fun to watch. And one person got simulated angry and threw a club. And wow, that's the real deal.
You know what's cool, and we have pictures of like the whole walkway, and it's, you know, 120 feet or whatever, full of golf clubs for people that either are going to play or just finished play, and they're in the tavern then drinking. Because in the winter, we were like lights out on the golf simulator. But here's the cool thing. One is there's over 500 courses you can play, from Pebble Beach to Niantic, and
so you can plug that into.
Yeah,
you can plug it in.
I heard you can even play Mount Washington, which is the one I'm on up in New Hampshire now. So it's even on there. So
there's games, kid games, yes, which are fun with your kids, but also skill games. But then there's a driving range that you can get all these analytics of your game, and so we'd see people come in to do all of those things. And the thing that's really cool though is when you have a parent, man or woman, come in with their kids, you know, and they're like, you know, 3 feet tall, and they're carrying their own golf bags. And you're thinking that these parents are going in to teach the kids. And now you think about it from another golfer perspective. It's like, thank God they're not in front of me, right? Because, you know, you can teach your kids how to play the game of golf without slowing down the people behind you. And so it's a perfect opportunity. Or another one that's really cool is, you know, you'll have a 55-year-old man usually coming in with his 85 to 90-year-old father to play around, that the father can't, you know, walk or even drive a cart comfortably for 9 or 18 holes. And the best one was, this guy is like, hey Dad, where do you want to play? He's like, and he names the course, I can't remember it, but it's a course that the father played on vacation, like in Europe somewhere.
Oh wow!
And they picked that and so you just see these moments, and it's like, man, that's what we do. That we create experiences for our community, and that's pretty freaking cool.
And pickleball, as new as it is, and golf, these are lifelong sports.
They are.
Right?
Yeah.
I love lifelong sports. Nobody's playing football much after the age of high school or college, other than a few pros. But Chris and I, we met in high school. We were teammates on a cross country and track team. Do you still run?
I still run.
Yeah, I still run. It's a lifelong sport. I run with my son a little bit here and there. I don't run too much, and I definitely don't run too fast anymore. But pickleball and golf are the same thing. I know guys who play with their kids. My friend David, I don't know if you met him. He shoots his age. He's our age, and he shoots his age a couple of times a year now. Ever since he retired, he got real good too. He improved 3 or 4 strokes, I think, is what he told me. And I think it's safe to say he's probably a scratch golfer. His son is a teaching pro, and I'm sure David is now playing with his grandkids. I know his grandkids are into the 12, 13-year-old range, and I know David's playing golf with his grandkids, and it's a beautiful thing. I don't know that much about pickleball but I know a lot of tennis players, and tennis is the same thing. You can play that for an awful long time. And those are two I love lifelong sports.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about pickleball, and there's two phrases that Kate talked to it. I'll give you one of them. It's, you can play from 8 to 80, right? So you can literally, you can come in with your grandchild and play competitively and really enjoy it. And they both enjoy it. The grandparent can enjoy it and the kid can enjoy it. And if they're of a similar skill level, they can really have a competitive game. But the other element of it, unlike tennis, it's half the size of a tennis court. So it's much more social, right? So you're playing, and you can have as much or as little exercise in the game as you want. I see guys completely sweated up that play, that play competitively, that play aggressively, that play, at a very high level and a very fast pace, and they have a extremely hard workout. And then I see other people that are just enjoying the hell out of themselves because it's a social element game. And so you can do all of that on the court, which is back to the lifelong piece of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching it on TV. I'm really surprised by that. I'm not a big pickleball player. I play once or twice with my wife. My wife really likes it. She's a big tennis player, and now she's playing that with some of her friends. But I love watching it on TV, and I did look up one of these statistics. The longest pickleball rally was 78 minutes.
Is that amazing?
In profession. 78 minutes. Yeah. It was 40,000 hits they counted.
That's
good.
So you were mentioning sweating. Yeah, 70. It was one rally, 78 minutes long. So you watch them on TV, and I mean, it is pretty amazing. These guys are good athletes, and I think it's going to rise in popularity because it's pretty fast paced, and it's quite a workout.
And both sports we offer instruction, right? So we have a PGA pro, Toby, on the golf side, and we have 3 pros that are all extremely skilled and competent, and actually all 3 of them are on it's called PPA Legends team. So Legends is over 50-year-olds, and they're at a competitive level. It's a duper 5-0. I won't get into that.
And
it's
who are your 3 pros?
So I'll just give you their first names: Todd, Nat, and Nancy.
Okay.
The Bowtons and the Zakowski, Todd Zakowski and Nancy and Nat Bowton. I guess
they live on the Cape.
So they do. They actually live in Chatham and Dennis.
Okay.
And they are part of a professional team which will host. It'll start in August of this year for the workouts, and then the league season is in the September to January timeframe. Nice. And so there's 2 teams in the state of Massachusetts that are on the Legends professional circuit. One of them is called the Boston Dragons, and they're out of Foxborough, and the other is the Cape Cod Sharks, and cool. Out of our location. So
that's great.
And between now and then, we actually there's a 10-team women's league at the advanced level on Cape Cod. So all the towns have a team.
Nice.
And 2 of those teams were the host club for that. So every Wednesday night, today's Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday.
So every Wednesday night from 5 to 7, we have competitive play on 6 of our courts. And so what's great is not only do you see great play and you have that team environment, but then when they're done, they all come into the tavern and they kind of enjoy a couple of drinks and a burger. So pretty cool.
I'm dying to know, who's your bigger beer drinking demographic, the golfers or the pickleball players?
Well, I can tell you this: on April 1st, when all the inside golfers went outside, I felt it in the tavern.
I was going to say, because I know I have a few friends of mine. I like to go in simulators myself, and I got a couple of friends who can actually bring them down there because they could definitely help your bar bill.
Yeah, I lost twice when they left for the outdoors, both in the pickleball or the simulator dollars, as well as revenue, as well as on the tavern itself. But I know they'll be back.
Yeah. So you mentioned your pros. Can they explain the scoring to me? Because that's the one thing that drives me crazy about pickleball.
There's 3 numbers, and then what do you do with the second?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Because you got this. Yeah, so the first number is your score. Second number is their score, and the third number is
who's hitting
on your team.
Right. And so what I'll tell you, make it easy, is that one of the clinics we offer, so we offer beginner, intermediate, and then advanced clinics, and the advanced clinics are by shot type. So you can do a 3rd shot drop clinic, or you can do, a dinking and soft hitting clinic as an example of an advanced clinic. But in the beginner clinic, you learn everything about how the game is played. So you can serve, you can score, you can learn how you should align yourself with your partner on your side and what the overall strategy is of the game. And those clinics are $40 for a 90-minute session for a person. So you can come in,
I should do that.
not knowing anything about the game, and then you can leave wanting to come back.
Yeah.
And so that's the best way to do it. And so those are very, very popular. We offer clinics, 3 or 4 times a week or 3 or 4 days a week, and we offer private lessons, which are one-on-one with the instructor at the hours that you both agree to.
Do you have marriage counseling for afterwards when I go and play 45 minutes with my wife on the same team?
Yeah, it's called the Tavern.
Yeah, because I need that afterwards. We're both sort of these A-type personalities. It's hard to be elbow to elbow on that little court with her for that long period of time.
Can you imagine like what my life was? For 30 years, I was never home. I was always traveling somewhere. And then I worked side by side with my wife, Tammy, at our first restaurant, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And that was an adjustment for both of us.
Yeah. Well, I always say you're meant to be together, because when I first met my wife, we were rehabbing. She was rehabbing a house, so I helped her do that. And I know her family all said the same thing. They said, man, if he survived rehabbing a house with her, they're meant to be together. So it's fire. It's baptism through fire.
I think it took us 2 years to get through that baptism, but now it's solid.
So the other kind of strange thing is some of the terminology. So, and they're all sort of food related, touching on there's the kitchen.
Yeah.
Which I guess that little box in the front near the you got to stay out of the kitchen. There's the golden pickle, which is you lose 11-0.
Right.
And the other team never serves. As opposed to just what is the other one? Getting pickled, which is losing 11-0.
I guess. You get to serve.
But you get, but there's one serve. And then the weird one, the falafel. You heard that term?
Actually, I don't know what a falafel is. I know it's a good...
That's a whiff.
Is that what
you fail to get the ball over the net?
So this is like when you duff it in golf?
Yeah, yeah. It's called a falafel. So there's a lot of kitchen food-related names, I guess.
I did mention it earlier, I think, that the last time I played was actually Christmas Day. And so it's July 1st right now. But
do you golf?
I haven't played golf that much in my life. I didn't do these things because I'm advocate of the sport as much as I'm an advocate of community development and business. And this was an opportunity to put both of those things together. This was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to just chime in here and say, a few of the times I've been to your facility, and one of them was the day that we were doing that roof and trim work for you. You had some beautiful island music going, and we were really enjoying it, and really felt like, well, I was in the Bahamas. I felt like Jimmy Buffett was going to wake up and come back around and join us. It was a great vibe. It's a great feel. And Jimmy used to say, and my kids grew up listening to Jimmy Buffett. We loved his music. We still love his music, and we miss him. He used to say about his concerts, he designed concerts. So he'd say, parents bring your kids and kids bring your parents. And that's how I feel when I'm over at your place. This is a place where, as you said, 8 to 80. And I don't care if you're playing pickleball or simulated golf, or you're just there to have dinner. This is a great place for kids to bring your parents and parents to bring your kids.
I couldn't have said that any better. I really appreciate it.
Jimmy said it.
Jimmy said it.
Jimmy said it originally. I'm just repeating it.
Well, that's why.
We can work that into your next marketing promo.
Yeah, maybe that's for you guys to do. You should cut a commercial together.
There you go.
Well, we
Bobby Downspout
about that a little bit, and I'd love to do it. I would definitely love to do it.
Well, let's take that one a step further and make it happen.
We will do that. We'll talk about that at the end of the show today.
Sure.
But
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great place. I can see that 8 to 80. I think it's wonderful. I can see kids and grandkids and grandparents and everybody in between.
Yeah, it looks like a great opportunity. And the name is great. I mean, we talk about names all the time here. We talk about 1-800-JUNK and, of course, the Gutter Monkey name and stuff like that. But Island Pickle is just it's a great name.
It is a great name.
Thank you. And there was a a long journey in the beginning, because we could have called ourselves anything, right?
Sure.
I mean, it could have been classical, pickleball, something, you see those everywhere. It could have been.
It would have been some sort of
Cape
Cod thing, Cape Cod
right.
pickleball and racket, or
Yeah,
pickleball and golf or something.
But we chose a name that we could build an identity around. And back to the inside of it, the vibe that you get is not just in the words and the music, but there's swings at our juice bar, right?
Mhm.
The roof in the tavern came from a design of a place in Aruba that I saw, Fisherman's Hut, if anybody ever goes to Aruba.
We just got back.
Just got back.
We just got back a few months ago.
Right by Playa Linda. So I walked in there, I saw the roof, I'm like, that's what we're going to make it, And so this whole theme about make it feel like an island, a Bahamian, Caribbean, you tame, an island in a tropical area. And
music is great.
Yeah.
There's everything around
over there.
Yeah.
I really do. I've been to Exuma too. You mentioned that before. We have friends right here in Sandwich that have their second home in Exuma. It's beautiful. And we spent about a week and a half down there. I think it was right before COVID, probably 2019. And it's lovely, obviously. We stayed outside of Georgetown, but yeah, that is definitely the feel we get when we're over at Island Pickle. On every level. At every level. The atmosphere, the music, the food. I haven't seen any of the live bands. I've been there when they've been setting up and having dinner, but for whatever reason on those particular days, I didn't have the time to hang around and listen to the bands. But so you got live entertainment 4 nights a week.
We do. Yeah. So typically our full bands are on Friday and Saturday nights. We've got, I know the most is this Saturday night as an example, and they're a very popular local band. So we do, 4 or 5 piece bands on Friday and Saturday night, and there's plenty of place to dance, and I can broadcast it throughout the facility as well as outside. And then on Thursdays and Sundays, it's usually duets or a single.
Yeah.
And like on the Sundays, this Sunday is actually a gentleman, he played, a couple weeks back, and it's fantastic. And so there's a really chill vibe on Sunday afternoon, 3 to 5 or 4 to 6, where you can listen outside on the patio. And the thing that's great about the patio is, one, it's large. There's 70 seats out there. There's a second bar out there, but it's also roofed. So, you can enjoy the outdoor weather with the breeze, but you're not going to get baked by the sun. So it's a really nice spot.
That sounds great. I was kind of curious what your role is now at this point, now that you've kind of set sail here and kind of pushed it off into the deep end.
Yeah.
What are you standing around just kind of making sure everyone's doing their stuff? Are you just writing checks, or what are you doing now?
So, it's amazing how fast 14 to 15 hours a day can go by.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm doing. There's a couple of things. One is, never, back to the earlier point, satisfied with what can we do better. And we learned a lot. A lot of this whole redesign of our memberships, of our website, of our marketing strategies, all that came as a result of Q2. And so we're in the thick of that. And so now trying to see where the summer is going to go, that dust is settling. Candidly, I'm starting to work more aggressively on phase 2. So phase 2, we have plans for a 63,000 square foot facility next door.
Oh my gosh.
So
really?
Phase 2, if our building now is 37,000 square feet and they see it and say, wow, that's pretty big. So the phase 2 will be indoor turf field facility, soccer, lacrosse field, hockey, lacrosse, flag football, but also hard surface basketball courts, which can also be futsal or volleyball.
Oh, wow.
And between those two areas is a rock climbing area, both boulder and the carabiner or style, and then a Irish pub, which will be on the second floor overlooking everything. So there's another phase of coming.
Wow, that's amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How's the town, working with the town here?
It's been great. The town has been fantastic to work with. I didn't choose Mashpee originally. I think Mashpee chose me, right? Not directly. I mean, it was serendipity. I was planning on building on that Kmart facility that I first mentioned when the story first came about. And I spent 7 months trying to figure out how I could put the facility in 42,000 square feet of half of a Kmart. And when that didn't come through to lease negotiations with the landlord, I set my sights looking elsewhere and found land on Evergreen Circle. And from that, now I have a multi-phase journey that I hope to execute with the town of Mashpee.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. Great sort of serendipity where you struck out at the first pitch and then sounds like you hit a home run on this one.
Yeah, I enjoy what I do tremendously. So as you guys have kind of touched on, and you said it indirectly when you said, well, we jumped around in the corporate world or the business ownership world and then kind of landed on something that you love doing, and you show it in everything that you do. We've done the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool.
One of the things about being a business owner is you become passionate.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It's about the business. It's about the growth. It's about the opportunity, the customers and the employees.
Yeah, our goal is simple. It's to leave an indelible mark on Cape Cod that provides
Absolutely.
a community center. I was starting to write my prospectus for phase 2 right now, and there's a preface to it, and it starts with, when our second daughter left Cape Cod for Boston because there was nothing to do on Cape Cod.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like somebody should do something about it. And then it goes on to say, well, it took us 10 years. That's when we were running a restaurant, but finally we started to do something about it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the journey that we're on right now. And I love that, and I'm there every day. I'm there, 12, 14 hours a day, every single day. And I just love the community experience. I love to talk to the people that come in and they become, friends. They're just not guests. They're not visitors. They're friends. And that's pretty cool.
Bill, in 2010, my wife and I, we retired, so to speak, and we moved to Cape Cod from up where Chris lives, up in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. And Babs and I had always been self-employed. And now for the first time in our however many 30 plus years together, we didn't have a job. And we were good with that because we were always working, as you know, 7 days a week. It's crazy. And my college roommate and we started the Gutter Monkeys in 2014 with our wives, and we're back in business again. I love being in business. I love being a part of the business community here on Cape Cod. It's so fulfilling. It's robust. It's dynamic. There is nothing quite like being a part of the local and regional business community. Everybody knows who you are. I talk to people from here to P-Town. Everybody knows who you guys are. Everybody knows where you are. I think it's just a matter of time before you become a household name here on Cape Cod. And I know you're heading in that direction.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's the thing is that when I left my corporate experience, and it was 30 years, and I had a lot of big jobs, and I didn't realize it at the time, but when I went to working in the restaurant or our cafe and our catering business, and I think retrospectively, I shut my brain off for a few years, and I was happy working in the kitchen and working on my farm because I have a farm as well, and just was kind of complacent and I didn't realize it at the time, but in 2023, when that, Paul made that comment about this potential opportunity, all of a sudden the neurons started firing, and now I can't seem to shut them off. And I just love the business experience. I mean, I love talking to people about business. I love talking about my business. You've probably figured it out already. I love talking about myself. But my point is that I am always willing to give somebody a helping hand on their business and their thoughts and their perspectives, because there's something about, the process of business for people who love business. It's pretty cool. And so I'm certainly having a ball doing what I'm doing. And it's not an easy journey. It's daunting. There's a lot of risks on every step and turn, but it's so satisfying. It's pretty cool.
I'm so glad to hear that, because it shows.
Yeah.
It really does show. I've obviously crossed paths with your wife a half a dozen times at least, and I can tell she shares the same passion that you do.
Yep.
Yeah, she always comes over to our table, says hello, and you can tell you guys love what you're doing over there.
Yeah, it's a joy. But thank you. And this was a great opportunity too. This was a joy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's nice to have you. I've been watching that building going up, wondering, wow, that's quite an undertaking.
You know, what's amazing too is that you have to get past your building before you start to see it. It's as big as it is. You got to drive halfway down the street to see it.
Well, my sister lives in Falmouth, and she comes over here. I don't know how she heard about it, but she comes over here and plays pickleball. And one of her things is she was driving by the Gutter Monkeys place. She was like, oh man, those Gutter Monkeys, they need to put a bigger sign out front now.
It's true.
So you're doing the Gutter Monkeys a favor, dragging all those people by now. Put a big sign out there saying, your gutter's clear.
No, you guys are doing it right. You guys are people know who you are. I think you're going to show some steady growth. And I think with all these ancillary products and services and atmosphere that you have, people are going to love your food. They're going to love your drink. They're going to love the atmosphere. And it's great to be your neighbor.
And it's likewise. And thank you. It's great to finally put a face with Bobby Nat Downspout. and you guys have been, truly representing what marketing strategies are for some time. And like I said earlier, is that I started my journey with you because of your marketing. And it's not often that happens with the company. And so the fact that you do this as well because of your passion for business and marketing and helping others help themselves is pretty cool.
All right. Well, we've had a great time.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for being on the show. Yeah, it's been it's been very interesting. It's glad to put a face to the name and I guess vice versa. So
thank you.
All right. So guess we'll head out on that note.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this podcast.
That's right. We'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to Monkey Business Radio. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe, like, and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps us reach more aspiring entrepreneurs like you. And if you got a question or topic you'd like us to cover, leave a comment or reach out to us on social media. We'd love to hear your thoughts and keep the conversation going. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review if you found the episode valuable, and make sure to share it with anyone who might benefit from our tips and stories. We'll see you next time. This podcast is produced by American Gutter Monkeys, LLC. Build real wealth through business ownership. For details, visit us at AmericanGutterMonkeys.com.